We're now in the days of Elul, approaching Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the days, the Yemei Adin, the days when we're judged before the Master of the Universe, the days of Tshuva, of Slicha, Mechila, V'Kapara, the time period where it's most opportune for us to be Choser B'Tshuva and to come close to the Ribbon Shalom.
Tzamu nafshi la'elokim, oy oy oy, lekailcho.
And these days, for most people, seem to be the most difficult of days. To change one's habits, to change one's path in life, to improve oneself, and to break away from patterns that are ingrained. They seem to be the most difficult of challenges. In addition, many of us have gone through these days, made attempts, and have failed. And year after year, we try, and year after year, though we've made attempts, we haven't succeeded, and we feel that it's beyond our grasp. Yet when we look into the words of the rabbis and the words of Chazal, we seem to see that it's quite the opposite. The Torah says, Ki karov elecha davar ma'od beficha ubilvavcha la'asoisei. That these things are very close to you. They're exceedingly close. They're in your mouth and in your hearts. And according to some of the rabbis, the Ramban and others, the reference over here is to the mitzvah of tshuva. It's very close to you. It's in your mouths. That's the mitzvah of vidu, confessing. It's in your hearts. That's the mitzvah of tshuva, to change our ways. And it says, Ki karov elecha. It's close to you. It's something that's within your grasp. It's easy. How can changing our ways, doing tshuva, possibly be referred to as something that is easy, that's within our grasp? We find another reference to the fact that tshuva, changing our ways, is something that comes naturally to us. The pasuk says, the Torah says, Ha'idoisi bachem hayom es hashamayim ves haaretz. That the Ribbon Shalom says, I am asking the skies, the earth, the land, and the skies to bear witness to you, that they should be witnesses. And the rabbis learned, Chazal say, Omar lo HaKadosh Baruch LaMoshe. The Ribbon Shalom said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Emor la'am Yisrael, tell Bnei Yisrael, Histaklu b'shamayim shabarasi. Go and look at the heavens which I've created. Have they changed? Shema shinu et midosam, Shema amar galgal chama eni oila min ha-mizrach umer l'cholam kula. Have they changed their ways? Does the sun not rise in the east? Does it not set in the west? They follow the patterns that were established for them from the beginning of creation, without deviating. Histaklu ba'aretz shebarasi. Look at the land which I've created. Shema shinta et midasa. Has it changed? Shema zaratam bevelot simcha. Have you planted and it's not grown? Or Shema zaratam chitim vehelta sa'arim. Have you planted wheat and instead barley has grown? It hasn't changed. So why have you changed? Now what's the possible comparison to the creation of the heavens and the earth, which have no free will, which can't choose, to mankind, which has free will, and which has a Yetzer Hara, which is enticing him to do Averis, to sin? So what do the rabbis mean here? In what sense is doing good? In what way is following the will of Hashem and not sinning and doing mitzvahs? In what way is that something that is natural to us, that comes naturally? The Nefesh HaChaim says that every person is composed of three components. There's a Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama. Each one in higher, successively higher levels. The basic level is the Nefesh, above that the Ruach, and Neshama. The Neshama is the highest level. The Neshama is Chelik Elokai Mimal. It's pure. And the Neshama, despite all of man's actions, cannot be corrupted. If he sins, what he does is he tarnishes the outer level. And if Rahman al-Litzlan, he sins more, it penetrates deeper and deeper and deeper. And it tarnishes him, it sullies his soul, but it never penetrates to the full extent where it reaches his neshama. His neshama is always pure. And therefore there's a part of every person that is a chelik of Hashem, that is pure and naturally will be drawn to Hashem. And the avoda of every person, the challenge that he has is to express the will, the ratzon, to make the attempt and the effort to draw his neshama closer to Hashem, and that will influence his entire being. And that component, that part of him which is naturally pure, will be drawn to Hashem and influence his entire being. And there is, at a certain level, there is an element, a component of each person which tshuva is the most natural and the easiest thing for him. And the challenge for each person is to try to draw his neshama to Hashem. And by taking small steps and conquering the temptation to sin at each level, and then going higher and higher, once he's conquered one challenge, and again, he fortifies his will to come close to Hashem. What seems to be very difficult today, tomorrow will seem to be easy. And things which today seem to him that he has no pleasure in, tomorrow he will seem to have the greatest pleasure. Because the essential being of every person is, his essence is to be close to Hashem. He was created with an neshama tahara, which is good, which is pure, and wants to be drawn to the Ribbono Shel Olam. And therefore, tshuva undoubtedly has challenges, and there are difficulties. But a person should never think that those difficulties that I'm facing today will be eternal. He should never think that those difficulties that he's facing today will be eternal. And those challenges he has the ability to overcome. And they will not be difficult in the future. And he will derive the greatest pleasure from overcoming those temptations and raising and elevating himself higher and higher. May we bless each and every one and the entire Klal Yisrael, the nation of Israel, with Aksiva v'chasima tova. Everyone should have a good, gebenched year, a blessed year, a year of health and happiness, and a geula for Klal Yisrael.